All right. What's good, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So, while you have seen the title and you've seen the thumbnail, this is a very off the cuff video. Like, I'm just gonna be spewing a little bit because I wanted to talk particularly about this topic. So, like I said, you've seen what we're talking about. We're talking a little bit about Sonic Frontiers 2 today. And I say 2 specifically because a little bit of information got leaked to us about, I want to say, a week ago now at this point, maybe just a couple of days ago. I haven't been really keeping track of my time here. I've been real active, but a couple of days ago to a week ago, a very accurate leaker, a very common leaker that the Sonic community knows, pretty much stated with confidence, oh yeah, no, just casually just dropped the fact that yeah, no, they are absolutely working on a Sonic Frontiers sequel of sorts, right? And they specifically said that it was mostly a sequel in terms of gameplay style, right? Which means that whatever we get next is going to be very familiar to people that have played and enjoyed possibly Sonic Frontiers, right? And so that's all good and dandy because I am one of the many who actually did very much enjoy Sonic Frontiers, Again, I'm not ignorant, right? Frontiers, loving it means understanding it does have plenty of flaws as a game, right? While I love the game, there are so many aspects that I feel could have been done better, could have been touched up a little bit, obviously given a little bit more time, right? But here's the thing, I've also come to understand why Sonic Frontiers is the way that it is. Like I said in one of my earlier videos on this channel, actually, we gotta understand where Sonic Frontiers is coming from. The team was a lot smaller when developing Sonic Frontiers. They didn't have as much of a budget, especially because they were coming off all the layoffs. They came off of the Sonic Boom deal and stuff like that. So Sonic was kind of in the gutter a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So of course, you gotta keep in mind what they had to work with and what they actually managed to make despite what they had to work with. And so, a lot of that money had to go towards paying, the voice actors, Roger Craig Smith, all the, Knuckles' new voice actor and stuff like that and everything. It had to go towards, a lot of different assets and stuff like that, building, engines and whatnot and all of that. So there's just a lot of things that, had to suffer because of, things that happened from the past of Sonic's, history with its games and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, luckily the series has been on somewhat of a rise, given the movies have been successful, Sonic Frontiers has been successful, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of new Sonic stuff to look forward to, merchandise has been doing pretty good, we've got new apps and stuff like that, people like Sonic Dream Team, the 5 people that played it absolutely love Dream Team, so, long story short, from where it was to where it can be and to where it is, we are looking at a much better situation when it comes to Sonic Frontiers 2. They already confirmed months ago, ages ago, that they have a bigger budget, they have more for a bigger team, and so now, and now one of the directors, actually, one of the primary directors, I believe the primary director for Frontiers, was scouting around on Twitter, getting a lot of feedback and thoughts and ideas from fans and stuff like that, and just kind of getting a general idea of what people want to see from Sonic going forward now that they do have an actual kind of somewhat direction for this character, a little bit. Nothing concrete just yet. Tears was definitely extremely interesting in terms of what the future could bring us for Sonic. We don't know what it could bring us, but there's a lot of opportunities, and Sonic Frontiers is, I think, a good, general idea of what we could be looking at, right? And so, because a lot of people always imagine, a polished version of Sonic Frontiers, a version of Sonic Frontiers where we have these super high quality CGI cutscenes before Titan battles or for the beginning or for the end and stuff like that, where we don't have, consistent pop in and stuff like that, where things actually look a little bit better, the models are a little more, expressive and stuff like that during every conversation that they have with one another. And so, I think that, that vision could be realized now that we have a little bit of a budget and a bigger team for you know what I'm saying? I have been replaying Sonic Frontiers you know, jumping in and out a little bit here, but I have been replaying Sonic Frontiers in hopes of doing a kind of like a revisited kind of situation, because it's been a long time since I actually played Sonic Frontiers from start to finish. I did it one time, and then I played Final Horizon, and then I didn't really come back to it much in between that. But, you know, playing through it again, there's a lot of things that I realized were just kind of missed opportunities and stuff like that. Like I was saying, you know, more CGI cutscenes would have been really, really good. Again, given they had the money to do so, you know, playable characters earlier on would have been, you know, a lot more of a promising aspects, you know. I feel like that would have been a lot more favorable and stuff like that. You know, better late than never, you know what I'm saying? The combat could have absolutely been touched up a little bit more, because the combat is a little strange at times, a little too easy, or just really janky and weird sometimes. But again, it's their first time utilizing a Sonic the Hedgehog like this, because Sonic was never really about heavy focus on combat in its games, you know what I'm saying? Like every game we've had with him, it was always about speed, about going fast. You know, we had our occasional combat here and there, you know, with the Werehog and Sonic Unleashed and stuff like that, but as far as like actually integrating real combat into Sonic games, I think that they did a great job in Sonic Frontiers, but it could be a lot better is all I'm saying, right? So actually, I think great job is probably a little too generous, but I like the idea is what I'm trying to get at, right? And so now with this inevitable Sonic Frontiers 2 on the horizon, I feel like there's just so many opportunities in which they could take advantage of this and really just step up their game now that they know, you know, from Sonic Frontiers and what we didn't like from Sonic Frontiers. And most of what we didn't like from Sonic Frontiers was just things that were a little harder to fix given what they had to work with. However, I do really hope that they continue to take the whole like shonen aspect of Sonic, where he's just this prime badass again. You know, it's so nice to have a badass Sonic again, you know what I'm saying? Him cutting down the Titans, him plowing through the first Titan, the first boss with a dragon fist is insane, man. This is what we want from Sonic the Hedgehog, and I feel like they finally have that idea again, right? Because going back through older Sonic games, I remember feeling this type of way ago. You know, the first time we ever saw Sonic drop down on Eggman's ship in Sonic Unleashed, he was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? When he went toe to toe with what's her name, Melina, in, or whatever the final boss is in Sonic and the Black Knight, bro had a shining suit of armor with Excalibur. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of have that again. If we were to continue that, we might really be seeing a real incline with Sonic's character again. And I really can't wait for that, right? Because again, I'm one of the, I don't know about few or many that skipped Sonic Forces, okay? The closer it got, the more uninterested I was, because it was like, oh no, this is too much, man. The fake, the annoying comedy, this annoying version of Sonic, I'm not with it, right? And, you know, I do want to talk about this more. I also didn't really care for his character in Sonic Prime. The worst iteration of Sonic I've ever seen. The most annoying, most just obnoxious, I couldn't stand it. But Sonic Frontier Sonic, raw. That is exactly what we need more of, and I feel like they can finally capitalize on that vision that they had once upon a time, especially if they keep Ian Flynn on as a writer, because he knows these characters. And you know, the references were a little much at times, you know what I'm saying? They didn't need to keep spewing random references from the comics and, you know, from Sonic writers and stuff like that, especially when we don't really have much of a timeline for when this stuff takes place. It's kind of weird, but for the most part, I think that they could really do something with this. And so I think Sonic Frontiers 2 is just the best move they could make. No random in-between stories, none of that. No random little spin-off games that we don't need, whatever. I mean, I guess besides that one random mobile game that we're gonna be getting in probably a year's time from now. I don't know what's happening with that mobile game, but either way, going right to Sonic Frontiers 2 and just doing better than you did last time, that's all we need. That's all we need. Yeah, let's make it happen. Please, by any and all means. So I think that just about does it for this little ramble here. This was originally going to be something of a hopes and wishes, but I feel like I'll save that for an actual video sometime in like the next 2 weeks or something like that, because I've already put out 2 Sonic videos in 1 week. That's too much. I gotta diversify it here a little bit. I like more than Sonic, I promise you, but you know what I'm saying? That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Look at him. Look at him. All right. But anyway, so that's my thoughts on that news. But what do you guys think? Right? It's take that sucker right now. Do you guys think that Sonic Frontiers 2 is the right move and that we're going to actually have something to look forward to now that they have a bigger team and a bigger budget? Or do you think that Sonic Frontiers 2 is a mistake and they should probably move on to something different in terms of what they could do with Sonic, get a little more creative? Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, I think it is about time to skedaddle alone. So, I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gonzo. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.